Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Left Coast Hockey League COVID Cup Playoffs Wild Card Round. Game 5, best of 5 between the B Ward Biffs and the LA Twisted Wristers. Last night's double OT thriller went to the Wristers to force this Game 5 back in Los Angeles, California. The LA Twisted Wristers, former LCHL COVID Cup champions 3 seasons ago. B Ward still has not been to the finals. B Ward has advanced to the semis in the past, but that's the farthest they went. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a huge match. The winner will go on to face the Anaheim Fox in the semifinals starting tomorrow night at 5 p.m. But let's get down to the ice right now. Game 5. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live downtown Los Angeles, Crypto.com Arena, home of the Los Angeles Kings and the temporary home of the LA Twisted Wristers. Macklin Celebrini, Connor McDavid will take the faceoff at center ice. It's win or go home for both teams. Let's get this Game 5 underway. Faceoff won by the Wristers. Faber up for Kucherov. Turned over by Hannafin. Sent up for McDavid. McDavid neutral zone. He's in with speed. McDavid all alone. McDavid passes it back for some reason when he's all alone in front of the net. You really have to question the AI here. And now Biffs take a penalty. Pastrnak holds on. Takes a shot. Saved by Vasilevsky to hold on. Cross-checking on Jason Robertson. What was McDavid thinking in front of that net? He had 3 wristers trailing him, and it looked like he dropped past it back to, I'm guessing Robertson was there with him. I didn't see. I was looking for him to take the shot. Mishandled in front of the net. Would have been a for sure goal for McDavid. Shen and Thomas will take the faceoff back in the Biff zone. It's won by the Biffs. Luke Hughes up for Marchand. Marchand dumps it in. 1:45 left in the power play. Darlene up for Raymond. Raymond, the overtime hero last night. Raymond, he's poked off. Sent around the boards for Carlson, and he'll clear it off the boards. He'll go the length of the ice. 1:15 remains in the man advantage. Wristers unable to set anything up on this power play so far. Thomas, he'll gain the zone. Thomas gets it to Fiala. Kevin Fiala. Starting pass for Darlene. Darlene takes a backhand shot. Easy save for Vasilevsky, and it goes wide. Shen for Hughes. Hughes will go ahead, clear the length of the ice. Rat catches it right at the blue line, though. Sent up for Fiala. 27 seconds left in the man advantage. Biffs unable to clear it. Darlene grabs it out of the air. Passes it around the boards to nobody but Carlson. And that's going to do it for the power play. No icing. It was sent right before he came out of the box. Just for Brad. Hit hard center ice. Malkin up for Hannafin. Turns it over. Not sure who that person is. Probably whoever replaced the injured. I believe Mason McTavish was injured last game. Malkin takes a shot. Saves Soros. And we'll get a face-off back in the LA zone. 14:31 left here in the first period. Noah Hannafin with a huge hit. Celebrini and Bedard will take the faceoff. Two recent first overall draft picks, excuse me. Pasternak retreats, gets it to Montour. Up for Kucherov. Kucherov gets it to Celebrini. Celebrini mishandles. Roosters unable to keep it in. Gosselspare. Gosselspare passes it around the boards. Picked up by Devon Tays. Tays up for Nietzsche. Nietzsche unable to pull the trigger. It's taken by Kucherov. Long pass to Pasternak. Pasternak in the zone. Pass back to Kucherov. Kucherov takes a shot. Glove save. Vasilevsky. He'll move it out. Kucherov and Vasilevsky know each other very well. Stanley Cup champion winners. Nietzsche for Tkachuk. Unable to pull the trigger. Not many great shots here in the first so far. We're halfway through the first. One shot's to three. Sent up for Connor Bedard. Neutral zone. He's surrounded by black sweaters. Taken by Kucherov. McBain up for Trocheck. But turned over. Taken by the Biffs. Turned over again. Taken by McBain. Up for Trocheck. Trocheck sharp angle. Slap shot. Easy save for Vasilevsky. And he's going to hold on. Both teams do look tired. I think fatigue might have been a factor of that long game 4 last night. Backhand shot, Vasilevsky. He moves it out. Still only one shot for the Biffs. Nylander in the zone. Stick lifted, take it away. Voronikov. I'm guessing he is the replacement for Mason McTavish on the fourth line. McDavid in the zone. McDavid takes a shot this time, saves Soros. That time he was able to pull the trigger. In the zone's power for Trocheck. Not much on that shot. Vasilevsky holds on. 6:37 left here in the first period. We are still tied at 0. Faceoff is won by the Wristers. Shot is blocked, picked up by Kyrou, up for Radish. Radish up for Malkin. Back to Hughes. Hughes for Kyrou. Kyrou, neutral zone, and he'll gain the line. Turned over, taken by Faber. Not many good looks thus far in the game. Quentin Byfield in the zone. Quentin Byfield looking for a shot. He scores! Wish he can do that in real life. I believe that was knocked. We're going to take a look at it right now. I believe it was knocked off one of the Biffs defenders who was in the crease. Because God knows Quentin Byfield can't score clean. Looks to me, yep, off his own defender. That's not goaltender interference when it's your own guy. QB did skate over his pads. Questionable goal, but off the skate. Off the skate of his own defender. And that puts the Wristers up by 1 late here in the first period. Schenn and Thomas take faceoff. Faceoff won by the Wristers. Only 2 shots so far in the first for the Biffs. 4:20 left. Braden Schenn. Unable to do anything with it. It's taken by Faber. Up for Bratt. Galleen with the puck, neutral zone. He'll skate it in. Galleen sealed off into the boards. Other way comes Schenn. Schenn, he's hit off the take by Forsberg. Forsberg takes a shot, saves Soros. And we'll get a whistle with 2:57 left here in the first. Face-off back in the LA zone. Schenn and Thomas will take the face-off. This one is won by the Biffs. Carlson. Pass, shot, saves Soros. Face off to the left of Soros with 2:29 left in the first. The Biffs are definitely out hitting 14 hits to 1 here in the first. Not many shots to show for. Face off won by the Biffs. Carlson, big slap shot, glove save Soros. And we'll get another whistle. Face off back to the left of Soros for 2:12 left in the first. Top line out for the Biffs, McDavid and Thomas. Face off won by the Roosters, Bratt. Bratt for Raymond. Raymond dumps it in, they'll give chase, but picked up by Carlson. Turned over, Carlson staked a big slap shot. Blocker save, Vasilevsky. 1 minute left here in the first. Sent up for McDavid, 2-on-2. But he's easily poked off, sent up for Thomas. Thomas for Fiala. Fiala in the zone with 8 seconds. Not going to get a shot off. And that just about do it here for the first. And the LA Twisted Roosters strike first with an interesting kind of a own goal. Not really a deflection off the skate from Quentin Byfield. But ladies and gentlemen, you're watching the Left Coast Hockey League live on youtube.com/DimeSackUVU. And we'll be right back with the start of the second period.
Like I care, but I can give a fuck less. Before she dies, I grab her by her blood so hair and tell her shit's gonna be alright on my end. I'm glad it happened this way. Back in my daughter's life again, ain't it a shame that it came to this? Life goes on except for one less bitch. Ain't it a trip? Heard a rip bomb every verse. Bodies in the hearse. Now your life's going, cause we wanted you to die. Tell me just to pass goodbye, don't ask why. Murder, 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 murder. You never heard a rip bomb every verse. Bodies in the hearse. Now your life's going, cause we wanted you to die. Tell me just to pass goodbye, don't ask why. It was Tuesday, December 24, 97. Time on the clock, 1:11. Think about sending somebody to heaven. On the cross, on the face of a soul lines in my hands, I suppose. Now I'm wearing dark clothes, parked on the side street. Keeping out the scenery, make sure nobody's seeing me as I roll to the trunk of the stolen car, up to the back door with the crowbar. So far the plan's full, call from the phone booth. Got the message machine, nobody's on the scene. Kicked in the back door, 134. Looking for the family dog door. Kicked them in the door with the whirlpool. Snapped a couple deep boots, smacked them in the mouth with my empty news. Then I smile. Breakers that you want them pistol, get your towel. Never like to see today. Trying to play me falling, trying to fight me. Stab a stage knife in his head. So much for that man's best friend. Now I'm on the bed, placing in the bedroom, masturbating.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Let's take a look at the stats through the first period. 5 shots to 8 going to the Roosters. 15 hits to 3 going to the Biffs. Time on attack about even passing, even face-offs going to the Roosters. But 1-0 where it matters. Let's get back down the ice, get the second period underway. We are back live at Crypto.com Arena, downtown Los Angeles. Game 5. Macklin Celebrini, Connor McDavid taking the face-off at center ice. Let's get the second period underway. Face-off won by the Roosters. Switch off in favor. Up for Celebrini. Darlene passes it, goes offside to Kucherov. Face-off back in the neutral zone. Team lines to stay out. Face-off this time won by the Biffs. Jason Robertson takes a shot. Saved by Soros. Robertson. Pass is broken up by Darlene. But recovered. One-time blast. Save. Soros. Recovered. Shot and save goes wide. Oh, one-time blast up front. Goes out of play. Biffs almost tied it up right there. I'd like to see a replay. I wish we could have saw a replay of that right after. Top lines remain out. McDavid, Celebrini, face off back in the LA zone. It is won by the wristers. Dahlin's hit, turns it over. McDavid, Fox for Hanifin. Hanifin looking for a lane, blocked by three black sweaters. Up the middle comes Pasternak. Pasternak out of breath, gets to the Kucherov. Kucherov back for Faber. Faber shot. Glove save Vasilevsky. He moves it out. Fox up for Robertson. Up for McDavid. In is Nylander for McDavid. McDavid for Fox. Fox takes a shot. Glove save Soros. And he'll hold on. 16:15 remains here in the second period. Bristers up by 1. Thomas and Bedard will take the faceoff. Faceoff is won by the wristers. Raymond. Lucas Raymond, the overtime hero last night, has the puck in the zone. For a pass back to Bratt. Bratt shot through traffic. It's blocked. Goes into the corner. Nietzsche sends it up. Biff's got a touch up. I'm sorry, wristers need to touch up. The zone is to Chuck. Taken by Thomas. Thomas in all alone. Able to hold on. Shot! Score! Montour from the slot rips it. Thomas battling behind the net, able to get past two B-Ward defenders who both kind of got in their own way. Pass it from Gretzky's office right to Montour, and Montour puts it back behind Vasilevsky to send the wristers up 2-0. Huge blast by Montour, just over the glove of Vasilevsky. This so far, I believe, is the largest lead yet in this series. Oh, actually, no, I take that back. No, they were up 3-0 in game 1. But each game has been one-goal game, tied most of the time. Brewster's looking to run away with it. Third line's out for both teams. Malkin and Trocheck will take the faceoff at center ice. Brewster's up by 2. Faceoff won by the Biffs. Tays up for Marchand. Marchand takes a shot, saves Soros. Picked up by Montour. Montour up for Fiala. Fiala with Byfield and Trocheck. Covered though by Carlson. Up for Marchand. Marchand pass. Gets in, but they're hit off Trocheck. Trocheck in with, I want to say QB, yes. Turned over, though, taken by Kyrou. Kyrou unable to gain the zones, taken by Parenko for Power. Power up for Fiala. Fiala able to hold on, but hit by 3 Biffs. In his zone's Kyrou. Big blast saved by Soros. Franco bound for the boards, but taken by Robertson. For Kyrou. Kyrou up front, shot, save Soros. All right, face-off back in the LA zone with 10:02 left here in the second. Bristers lead by 2. McDavid and McBain. These dirty Irishmen out here. Face-off won by the Bristers. Leonard. Leonard in the zone with speed. Looking for a pass. Pass is broken up and he regains, but picked up by Nylander. Nylander for McDavid. McDavid shot saved by Soros. McDavid recovers. Fouling for it with Parenko. Kicks it out to the boards. It's recovered by Leonard. Leonard's going to go ahead and ice the puck. Touching up will be the Biffs. Face off back in the LA zone. 7:54 remains here in the second. Wristers up by 2. Tired fourth line out there for the Wristers. Face off won by the Biffs. Hanifin. Hanifin takes a shot through traffic. Recovered though by the Wristers. Wristers in dire need of a change. Franco will carry it in. Wristers elect from changing. Taken by Nylander, up for Hannafin. Robertson has skated in with numbers. But turned over. The other way comes Vronic. Hannafin mishandles the puck behind the net. Passes it back to Forsberg. Up for Fox. Fox for Nietzsche. Back to McDavid. McDavid will gain the zone 3-on-2. Pass broken up. Rebound picked up, though, by Parenko. Leonard hit neutral zone. That should go for icing. 4:37 left in the second. Face-off back in the Biffs zone. A big hit by Ryan Leonard. Celebrini and McDavid will take the face-off. It is won by the Biffs. Hannafin. Up for Nietzsche. Nietzsche recovers it in the corner for Forsberg. Forsberg shot. Save. Rebound picked up by Kucherov. For Pasternak. Up with Faber and Celebrini. Faber takes the shot. Save Vasilevsky. Rebound picked up by the Biffs. Tired Connor McDavid out there. 3 minutes left here in the second. McDavid battling Kucherov. Kucherov will win the battle. Up for Celebrini. Celebrini neutral zone. Starting pass. Kucherov. Kucherov shot. Save. Rebound. Picked up by the Biffs. McDavid. McDavid needs to get rid of it. He's tired. Pass up to Forsberg. Broken up, though, by 4 wristers. Quentin Byfield for Faber. Darling with the puck. 1 minute left here in the second. Macklin Celebrini turns it over, though, taken by Nietzsche. Nietzsche exhausted. For Forsberg. Forsberg takes a shot. Rebound picked up by Byfield. 10 seconds left here in the second. Taken by Trocheck. One more shot if they hurry. Does not look like they're getting it. That's going to do it here for the second period. Fishers with a huge goal here in the second. It's winner go home for both teams. Can the Biffs answer the bell in the third period? Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching the Left Coast Hockey League live on youtube.com/DimeSackUBU, and we'll be right back with the start of the third period. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Let's take a look at the stats through 2 period shots. 15 to 14 going to the Biffs. 20 hits to 13 going to the Biffs. Time on attack just about even by 1 second. Face-offs, though, going to the Wristers, but where it counts, 2-0. LA Twisted Wristers. Season on the line. Can the Biffs answer? Let's find out. Live here at the very ruckus Crypto.com arena in downtown Los Angeles. The Wristers looking to punch their ticket to the semifinals. Connor McDavid, Macklin, Silverbean take the face off it tonight to get third period underway. Face off one by the Wristers. Pasternak. Turned over, taken by Hansby, but for Pasternak up front, and he scores! What did I just see? Vasilevsky, one of the best goaltenders in the league, just let in a muffin, a lazy backhand from the hash mark. What was going on there? Just lost sight of it, and that is very unfortunate. Very fortunate for the Wristers, though. Huge 3-goal lead, and the way this series has been going is almost insurmountable. I don't think they can answer. Pasternak, second in goals, right behind Lucas Raymond. QB with the current game-winning goal, if the score remains the same. Nylander in the zone. Very unfortunate for the Biffs. Biffs been in this league a long time. All they have to show for it is one Sparkle Bowl, winning the regular season. Their COVID Cup chances looking very grim at this point. Still a lot of hockey left. 17 left here in the third period. It's been all Wristers, though, and the Biffs go offside. 17-14 left here in the third period. Face off in the neutral zone. You hate to see it happen to such a great goaltender and such a dedicated team like the Biffs, but that's just the breaks. The Wristers looking to reclaim their crown. Wristers, as I mentioned, one-time COVID Cup champions, have never won the regular season or the Marcy Cup. But they do seem to shine in these simulation tournaments. Faber up for Bratt. Raymond just leveled at the blue line. He dumps it in. They give chase. It's won by Faber. Faber pinching the boards. Giving chase is Dahlin. Dahlin, long lead pass up for Lucas Raymond. Leading goal scorer in the playoffs so far. Slap shot, save, Vasilevsky. Taken by Fox, up for Robinson. Robinson's pass broken up by Bratt, and they keep it in. Faber for Raymond. Up front, shot! Goes wide. And the other way come the Biffs. Pass from Marchand around the boards. Pass for point. Shot is blocked. Back to the point, and that's going to go out of play. 14:09 left here in the third period. Face-off back in the LA zone. LA with a 3-0 lead. 1 quarter through this third period. Face-off is won by the Wristers. Fiala. Kevin Fiala will carry it in. This dangles 2 Biff defenders. Guessing the train's just running out of steam here for the Biffs. Kachuk takes a shot. Easy save, Soros. Gossel spare up for Montour. Montour already with a goal in this game. Mishandles and just barely enough for icing. Face-off will come all the way back to the LA zone. Despite the 3-0 lead, shots are even at 17 apiece. Face-off is won by the Biffs. Taze. Carlson shot from the point. Soros going to hold on. We'll try again. Face-off to the left of Soros. Same lines will stay out. Bedard and Trocheck. 12:10 left here in regulation. Face-off won by the Wristers. Gossel spare. I hate to sound biased, but I'm actually looking forward more to Wristers Anaheim Fox Freeway face-off. It's 2 teams who absolutely hate each other. And I don't believe they've ever played in the COVID Cup. I could be wrong. I don't believe the Risters were involved in the tournament last year. Anaheim Fucks are the reigning COVID Cup champions. Shot broken up. Also spare up for Leonard. Celebrini, excuse me. Leonard recovers. Celebrini. That's the front shot. Save Vasilevsky. Vasilevsky's having a seizure there. Pass for Braden Shen. Shen outnumbered. Gets to the Forsberg. Forsberg shot. Saved by Soros with 8:03. Biffs can't seem to get anything together right now. Connor McDavid maybe bounced in the first round, but what an effort. McDavid leading in hits, 26 as a center. Celebrini and Malkin will take the faceoff back in the early zone. It is won by the Biffs. Hannafin, back for Fox. Fox blast, save, rebound. Under the goaltender, and he'll hold on. 7:43 left here in the third period. Risters up by 3. Full pressure for the Biffs. Celebrini and Malkin will take the faceoff. Faceoff won by the Risters. Owen Power. Owen Power tripped up. No, I guess not. Knocked Celebrini up for Pasternak. Turned over, though, taken by Hannafin. Biffs need to hurry. Need to get something going. Need to get something going quick. In the zone's Kyrou from Marchand. Marchand shot is blocked. Rebound. Hannafin picked up. Shot saved. Goes wide. One-time blast. He scores. Adam Fox. And that gives a little hope. That gives a little hope for the Biffs. Still enough time to get 2. But they need to hurry. Just put in whatever they can on net here. Big blast from Fox. Soros perfect up till this point. Just threw too much traffic. Everybody bunched up in front of the net. Fox just gives it a big slapper. Well, the Biffs do break the shutout, but still 2 to go. And not a lot of time to get there. 6:09 left here in the third period. Faceoff is won by the Risters. Faber. Faber's hit off hard. And in the zone are the Biffs. Marchand. Marchand unable to keep it in. Covered by Hannafin. Noah Hannafin up for Fox. Fox with the lone goal for the Biffs. Valley Ford recovered by Hannafin. Hannafin neutral zone. Gets it up for, I didn't see who it was. Adam Fox in for Malkin. Malkin, he's hit off, recovered by Faber. Faber into the boards for Malkin. Gino unable to get the shot. Taken by Dahlin. Dahlin hit at the blue line. 3.5 left. Biffs need to hurry. They need 2 for overtime. Devon Tays pass stays onside. Shot is saved by Soros. Covered by Faber. Picked up though by Nylander. Nylander's pass missed the mark. Back for Radish. Shot, easy save Soros. And we're going to get a whistle with 1:59 left here in the third. Biffs need a miracle. If I was the coach, I would be pulling Vasilevsky right now. Face-off won by the Biffs. Tays unable to get the shot. Taken by Gostisbehere. Gostisbehere neutral zone. He'll carry it in. Precious time dwindling for the Biffs. Gostisbehere's shot goes wide. Taken by Tays. Tays for Robertson. For McDavid. McDavid in the zone. Vasilevsky skating to the bench. Taken by Montour, though, by Byfield. Byfield up for Trocheck. Net is empty to our right. For Fiala, shot is blocked. Fiala shoots. He scores. Kevin Fiala, and that's going to be the dagger for the Biffs. The LA Twisted Risters will advance to the semifinals to take on the Anaheim Fucks. Game 1 for both series will start tomorrow, sometime between 4 and 5 p.m. Not sure. Everyone will be informed well beforehand. Great fight by the Biffs. Great comeback by the Risters. Risters were down 3-0 in Game 1. Pushed all the way back to make it to Game 5. Still 49 seconds left. It's all but academic here. Nietzsche's in the zone. Pass broken up by Kucherov for Pasternak. 30 seconds left. Franco hit hard. Now here it doesn't matter about injuries because everything's going to reset. Everyone's going to get a rest. Semifinals will start with everybody fresh. The Chuck for Radish. For Hughes. Hughes backhand shot. Saves Soros. 19 seconds left. Franco in the corner just killing clock. Pasternak. Carried in with 10 seconds left. Owen Power in the zone. Radish for Bedard, and that's gonna do it. Your LA Twisted Wristers return to the semifinals to take on a formidable foe in multiple-time Marcy Cup champion, one-time COVID Cup champion, Anaheim Bucks. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us for the wild card round. I wish my team could be joining you, but not. The Final Four, Doray Asylum Rehabs, the Washington Wetbacks, the Anaheim Bucks, and now the LA Twisted Wristers will meet starting this Saturday. Set your clocks, 5 p.m. You're not going to want to miss it. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Ricky Styles. You've been watching the Left Coast Hockey League on youtube.com/DimeSackUVU. And Dante, why don't you go ahead and pack that bowl? We're out. Peace.